Hello and Nyob Zoo to each and every one of you. Today I'm so excited because I'm going to be showing you my go-to all-time favorite fried chicken recipe that I've been making for the past couple of years because my family loves it. I love it. It's so flavorful, easy to make, and also very crispy. You know, that's important when it comes to fried chicken, right? In the Hmong culture, a lot of Hmong people love to eat fried chicken with either steamed jasmine rice or sticky rice and a side of pepper dip to give it the extra kick. So hope you all can give this recipe a try as long as you have all the equipments and ingredients to do so. Other than that, we'll just get straight to it and start showing you how to make my all-time favorite fried chicken recipe. I'm so excited because it's so good. Let's go.
The first thing we want to do is to marinate the chicken, and today I'm using chicken drumsticks as well as the whole chicken wing here. I specifically love these two parts for fried chicken, but for the drumsticks I did cut this into like a cross section here so that we can actually marinate the inside of the meat here as well. And then I'm also using chicken wings here, just a whole one. So I'm using about 5 drumsticks and 5 chicken wings, which weighs around 3 pounds. The marinade is fairly simple. We're gonna season this with some black pepper. I have some garlic powder, sugar, salt, fish sauce, and oyster sauce. This marinade will work for any type of meat. Just make sure you weigh out the meat to about 3 pounds. This is perfectly salty enough for 3 pounds of meat. And that's it. I'm just going to mix this really well. Okay, that's good. Cover this with a lid, place it in the fridge, and let it marinate for at least 4 hours. 24 hours the best as well. You can definitely marinate this a day before and then fry it the next day as well. So the chicken is nice and marinated. Before we start frying, I wanted to show you the flour and the batter that I like to use before we fry it. So I do 2 coatings. One is a wet coating, and then the second part is the dry coating. So we're going to do the wet coating first. So I have a bowl here, and I'm going to add in some tempura flour here. This is tempura batter mix that I like to use for mostly all my fried chicken. And this tempura powder mix here is the one I bought from my local Korean market, and it looks like this. This is one of my favorites tempura batter mix that I love to use for any fried goods. Ingredient wise, this is what they have in the back here if you were curious, but yes, I use this one here. Okay, so add that into the bowl, and that's about half a cup of tempura batter mix, and I'm going to add in equal parts of water, so half a cup of water as well. Go in and mix this, and this batter here is going to be more on the lighter texture consistency. Okay, so that's good. And then we are going to drop in the marinated chicken right into the wet batter here. And just mix this until everything is nice and coated. Okay, so that's it for the wet batter. I'm going to wash my hands. So we're going to set this aside, and in another bowl I have some more tempura powder mix here. This is about a cup of it in this bowl, and we're going to set this aside while we are frying so that we can coat the chicken in it and then drop it into the oil. So let's get to it and start frying. So when it comes to frying, I like to just use pretty neutral oil. I'm just using vegetable oil. Add it into my frying pan here, deep enough to fry it so it covers the whole chicken. Just heating it up to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So before we start frying, what I like to do is I'll take the chicken that's in the wet batter here, just take it out, kind of coat it really well with the batter. And then we're going to transfer this into the dry mixture. Okay, into here. And just coat it until everything is covered in the dry. Sometimes I like to press it on there so that it gets it nicely coated. Just like this. And I like to do it at this point just so that I don't like to let it sit, because the longer you let the dry sit onto the actual chicken, I don't really like the texture. If you do it this way, it actually crisps up really well in the oil, and it fries up really nice and has that really nice bubbly effect to it. Once the oil is nice and hot, we're gonna drop it in. Once you add this in the fryer, you're gonna let this cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, or until you don't see any more blood coming out from the chicken. And I'm doing the chicken drumstick first, just because I can evenly cook them all at the same time. Hey, so the chicken looks nice and golden right now. It's pretty much almost ready. Just turning some sides so that they cook evenly. But it took about 8 minutes or so just to fry it up. And since we cut the chicken drumsticks in the centerpiece, you know, it takes less time to wait for it to fully cook in the center. But look at the crispness of this. This is pretty much done. I'm going to transfer it into a colander. Oh my gosh. I have to show y'all this. So look at that. Oh my gosh. It looks so good. So I still have the chicken wings to fry up. I'm just going to take a spider and kind of clean out any of the residue in the bottom here until I do a second batch. And we are pretty much done. So I'm going to fry up the chicken wings here, and then I'll show you how I like to enjoy it. And we're ready to plate. Very simple and also very tasty. One of my favorite ways to enjoy fried chicken, especially in the Hmong culture, is to eat it with sticky rice and pepper dip. So back when I was a kid, we would eat this with some sticky rice. So my mom would put fried chicken on our plate with some fresh sticky rice, and then we'll just eat it with it. And of course, a Hmong meal is not complete without pepper dip. So here's some sticky rice here. So I have some pepper dip here. This is a green onion and cilantro pepper dip that I made. And all I did was put some chili peppers into my mortar and pestle, added a little bit of salt to it, 1 clove of garlic, and then pound it until all the peppers are mashed up. I did use peppers from our garden, and they are frozen, so they're a lot easier to pound. And then you take it out, put it into a bowl, add a little bit of mushroom seasoning if you want that umami flavor to it, and then added some lime just to your preference. Adding the chopped cilantro and green onions, and then you add in some fish sauce to taste. And that's pretty much it, and this is what you get. And in the Hmong culture, we love having this on the side to accompany the meat and the rice, and if anyone wants to spice up their own dishes. And that's pretty much it for my favorite, my go-to fried chicken recipe. Eat it with sticky rice, eat it with pepper dip, and this meal is as delicious as it looks. So I hope you all can give this a try. Other than that, I'm gonna go and enjoy this delicious meal of fried chicken, sticky rice, and pepper dip. Let's hear the crunch factor.